Mistakes were made. I laid down under the blankets because I was cold. Now I'm pinned by that puppy, have that cat. And where's he at? Oh, he left me. Never mind. There was a dog there. But yeah, I'm pinned. I will never get up again. Tear. Hey Dragonlings, welcome back. It is Monday, and I just have like a small update to do. I've started streaming again. Not last week, but the week before. That started the 10th, I believe. I was streaming every day from 9 p.m. my time to 11 p.m. my time. I stopped a little earlier than that because I didn't want to go over the 11 o'clock. Hi, Jester. But, yeah, I was streaming every day for a week straight because I have a client project I've been working on that was originally, I had set the client themselves do not have a date set for it. I had put a self-imposed deadline of the end of December. Did not happen. We finally got the outline hammered out to the point the client is super happy with it, and I've been working on it off and on since then. But not like seriously working on it. But I want to get it done. Like again, the client doesn't have an actual deadline for it. They're just, yeah, it's a complicated thing. But I still want to get it done. I want to get back to working on my own work, like full time. And there's been a couple things that have happened since then. The streaming every day was so that I can get a little further on the project, because I've noticed that without streaming, I am not working on it. So I was hoping that would get me back in the habit of working on stories, and it did for that week. And so at the end of that week, I did say that I thought that since I have Sundays off and my husband works those days, and those are days usually I go with him to work so I can go do laundry while he's at work, I'll get up at my normal time during the week, like as if I was going to work, and I will do a live stream from 6 to 8 in the morning. And the reason for that is because around 8 o'clock is when everyone in the house has to start getting up, him for work, and if the girls are going with me into town for any reason while I'm doing laundry, they gotta go with. Just so we're not doing a lot of trips back and forth, since we live about 20 minutes out of town. It's just easier, especially like when there was snow on the ground. So yes, definitely easier. So my first live stream doing that was on Sunday. Well, yesterday actually, because yesterday was Sunday. Seems so far away now. Mostly because it's evening on Monday. And I think it was a good success. I definitely need to get in the habit of streaming again. I was mentioning on the stream that I've been so out of loop with authortube. I have no idea who's streaming when, with who, for how many cookies. I don't know. But if you want to see this and you want to join me on my live streams, just let me know. The best way to get up with me is either Facebook or Instagram. Those two are the ones I check the most. Or you can just send me an email. I'll get it eventually. I check my spam every couple of days too. So if it goes to my spam for some known reason, don't worry about it. I'll get back to you. But yeah, if you want to go live with me, feel free to contact me and let me know. Because I'll be streaming, 6 a.m. Mountain Time to about 8 a.m. Mountain Time. The goal will be to do 3 sprints, 3 25-minute sprints. And if we can squeeze in 4, great. But probably not. Because like I said, I have to be off at 8. Because if I go into town with my husband, we only have one vehicle. We have to share it to do everything. So that is why. Alright. The other thing that I've done is I've signed up for an anthology, and I've been accepted for it. So now I have to write anywhere from 8 to 20,000 words on a short story for this anthology, and I have no idea what to write. Let me rephrase that. I have lots of story ideas. I don't know how many of those story ideas will do good for this anthology, just because of the length. Yeah, so that's where I'm sitting at with that. I've been debating putting up a poll. I don't remember when I have to have the story idea, like, squared away. That being said, there's like 2 other people who are accepted into the anthology. We're all part of like a group chat together. And they're like, I'm already done. I'm like, I don't know what I'm writing. So that's fun. No pressure. No pressure at all. To be fair, they just announced who all was actually going to be in the anthology today. So I don't feel as much pressure. But like, it's a little bit scary that already 2 of these people are saying, I'm already done with my story. And I'm like, sitting here without a clue of what I'm going to write. But I have access to the community tab now. And for the longest time, the only reason I wanted to get to 1,000 subscribers was because I wanted the community tab. I don't know if you've been around my channel for a while. I've mentioned it in a lot of live streams with other people who already have 1,000 subscribers. And then they lowered it to if you have 500 subscribers, you get the community tab. And now apparently it's open to everyone because I do not have 500 subscribers. In fact, actually, I think I only have about 300. I don't remember exactly how many I have. I know it's less than 500. I think it's about 300. And I have access to the community tab because I've already used it once. And I think what I want to do is I want to do a poll on there and either do a video like this where I talk about the story ideas, maybe a slideshow video, and give everyone a chance to vote on which story idea that they think I should do for this anthology, or I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I have to write down my timeline to see what's due when. See when I have to have my story idea figured out. Because if I have to have my story idea figured out like in 2 days' time, the poll might not work. So that's a thing. But yeah, so I've got an anthology I'll be working on. Hi, Ogre. And no, I don't want you licking my face. I don't want you to lick my face, Ogre. Okay. Please don't lick my face. No. I know what's been in your mouth, and I don't appreciate it. I don't want it in my face. Thank you. Okay, good boy. And Jester's just looking so forlorn. She's sitting in front of my computer, right behind the camera. Okay. Aggressive head shakes. Can you chill for a second? No. Why is it you're taller than me when I'm sitting on the floor talking to a camera? I'm even sitting up straight. Well, no, I was slouching, but now I'm straight. Anyways. Client story, anthology, and that's pretty much all I've been working on. I printed out a whole bunch of stories and short stories and novellas and novels that I need to edit and work on getting towards closer to publication, but I've edited one. Decided one needs a complete rewrite when I was only on editing chapter 2, and then I haven't edited anything since. So I've got to take a look at those again and start editing the next one, I guess. What I really need to focus on is Damned and Deadly, the 3rd book in the Damned and Dangerous Quartet, since I do have a cover for that, and I do want to get that published. And then the next one I really need to start focusing on is Hunter's Betrayal, because that's the one I got to chapter 2 and I was like, this needs a complete rewrite. And there was two things to decide that one. One was the fact that even my editor was like, hey, you've got enough material here. If you expand it a little further with the details that I think need to be expanded upon, you could have a novel out of this instead of novella. So that's why it's getting a rewrite. It's getting a rewrite to fix what I was doing wrong as well as expand upon the good things. My editor is really good about pointing out things that are just not correct. And I don't mean grammar, but like historical points that I had just completely bypassed. Especially since Hunter's Betrayal takes place right before or right around the same time as the Salem Witch Trials. So there was some historical things as far as around the Salem Witch Trials that I just got wrong. And part of it's because even though I've researched that time period a bit, I haven't done research into the right things. Like, I've looked more into the history versus like what people wore, how long it took people to build buildings and stuff like that. So there was like little nuances that I did not get correct, that looking back at her comments, I'm like, I should have fucking known that. And I get mad at myself. So by the time I got to chapter 2, editing wise, myself, trying to read back through her edits and write out my own, like, changes, I was like, no, this isn't gonna work. This just needs a complete rewrite, and it needs to be re-outlined, extended to novel length, and let's do it again. So that is where I stand with that, and I'm hoping to start publishing that series next year, because what was originally book 1 and is now book 2, because the story I'm talking about, Hunter's Betrayal, what is a prequel novella I wrote afterwards, it was published 10 years ago next year. So I would like, it was originally published 10 years ago next year. So I would really like to publish the new book 1 and what is now book 2 next year by the publication date of its anniversary. So like, I think it was in December 4th or something like that. 2014. So yeah, my goal is to get those published by that date. So I have a lot of work to do between now and then. I have an entire novel to write, 75,000 words, or between 70 and 75,000 words, and rewrite what I fucked up and get it back to the editors and say, hey, do you still want to work with me? So, yeah, I have lots of things I need to get done, and I'm just not working on them. So hopefully streaming on Sundays will help, and I've got other plans in the work as well. I have a couple of writing retreats where I would like to go down to a hotel on my days off and kind of, you know, spend the entire time doing just nothing but writing, basically. One of the other things I've been looking at too is I watched a video recently from Kate Kavanaugh, and I'll try to link it in the description. But basically, she used, I think it's ChatGPT, GPT or GTP or something like that. So Kate did a experiment where she asked ChatGPT, the AI. She asked the AI program to create a writing routine for her, and alternating between 2 projects. And I got to looking at it really closely, and I'm like, this looks an awful lot like what I already do for 10K days. So I honestly would really like to take her idea, the writing routine it spit out for her. I'm going to tweak it a little bit. I have to look over it again, like print it out and put physical eyes on a piece of paper with it on it. And I think I want to try a similar routine and experiment, basically. I don't know when. I just know that I'm going to use it for like a 10K day and see if I can actually get 10K doing that routine, basically. Because if I remember correctly, when she counted out all the sprints, it was like 16 sprints, which is normally what I do on a 10K day anyways. So I'm curious to see if doing it the way that it suggested would help me or hinder me on a 10K day. These days, I almost always make 10K as long as I know what I'm working on and I have an outline ready to go. So that's why this would be curious, because it would be alternating between 2 projects, and in my case, I might not necessarily know what the 2 projects are going to be until day of, or they might not be outlined fully, but meh. But, yeah, I think this would be good to try out and see if I can do a 10K day doing it. So that's a project that I have coming up. I'm still working on my Notion program and setting that up the way I want to. Every time I think I get really close to being done, something else pops up and I have to basically, I don't want to say start all over, but like I've created enough content in the background that if I want it all to link together, it feels like I have to start all over, because I have to link every single thing on every single page the same way, because otherwise my brain is like, what the fuck are you doing? So that is what I'm working on, and hopefully by the end of this weekly vlog, I'll have accomplished something. What that all comes down to is I have been trying to digitize my planner and go back and try to move everything to digital, because the paper planner wasn't working for me, but I'm discovering that the digital planner isn't working for me either, because I don't get on my computer often enough, and even though I have access to it on my phone, I don't access it from my phone either. So I think I need to get to the point where I go back to at least a monthly calendar in a paper form, so that I can just write things down as they come up. Like I really need to write down the entire schedule for swim, so that we can make sure I get those days off, or Justin gets those days off, or both of us get those days off, so they can go to swim meets that they need to go to. So I have a lot on my plate, and I'm going to go ahead and get off here so I can go to bed, so I can get started on them bright and early tomorrow morning, because I have work tomorrow. And if you're curious, I am now working in EVS. It's basically environmental services, and I do housekeeping. I clean both the hospital and the care center, or I alternate between one or the other depending on what my schedule says. And like I need to start, I think this week is the week I start in laundry, so I learned how to use the washing machines. They're industrial size, so they have specifics for every load of laundry. I've already been helping with folding stuff every once in a while, but now I'm going to be actually training in there so I can do everything, because my boss is about to go on a week-and-a-half vacation to somewhere to do something with family, some kind of family reunion, birthday party, celebration thingy. I don't know, and I don't care. She deserves a break. So, anyways, yeah, that's why I'm learning that. And then, I need to be able to ask for those days off so that the girls have swim meets. So, and then I have to figure out how we're going to do practice, because practice is like 9 in the morning. So, I don't quite know what we're doing yet, but we will figure it out. And I'm really tired, so I probably should just go to bed. I should just go to bed. Okay, good night, guys. Good night. Good night. So this is what I'm working with in the library. Gotta clean up all this mess. It's basically just become a dump land for everything and anything. And stuff has fallen or been just tossed around. So yeah. And then there's this table, which used to be part of my desk before I got the L-shaped desk, which has just become a dumping ground as well. And so has the couch. So yeah, this is what I have to work with and clean up. And this is why I don't really want to do it. So it's warming up here, which means I have begun the process of cleaning out the library. And it's funny because my poster board with my Kanban is still up from like right before we had to move out of here. This is all from like this is from Q4. Oh, dogs went in. Okay, so this is from Q4, and because we moved out of the library so shortly, I stopped using it, and I switched and started taking everything digital, and now I'm slowly going back to paper in some ways. I'm not wearing my glasses because they keep reflecting everything, so, plus they're dirty as hell. So, I'm just going to leave those off for a second. I don't absolutely need them. But, like, I'm slowly cleaning off my desk area so I can move my computers back out here and get back working out here in the library. The eventual, far in the future, when I have the money goal, is to, we want to get an electrician out here. The original house is nearly, I think 25, almost 30 years old. It's actually almost 30 years old. And the library is actually an addition that was originally built as a deck, and they just closed it in. I don't know how well the walls are insulated, but I can tell you this, underneath the carpet that's at my feet is the original deck. So I know there's not a lot of insulation there. And the electricity was done with books that are like really old now. I apologize if you can hear my girls in the background. They are arguing with each other. I can already hear them. But like, I've got a lot of work to do in here. I've still got to clean off my desk, which basically during the winter became a hodgepodge of let's just throw everything on it because it's a flat surface, which is what happens throughout my entire house, honestly, is if there's a flat surface, it gets covered with stuff. Paperwork, random stuff that doesn't really have a home because we have too much stuff, blankets, pillows, everything. So I've still got to finish cleaning off my desk. I started on it the other night when I was like, I don't really feel like doing anything, and then I need to get into the library eventually. But I haven't finished yet. Still got a lot of work to do. And then I gotta move a side table that my tripod is actually sitting on, because that's where my chair would sit. And I don't know what to do with that because I don't know what to do with it. We'll figure it out. What else? So anyways, going back to I got distracted by the side table comment, but going back to that is that both the additions that were added on that were originally decks, They did the wiring themselves with some help from some family friends. It's not the greatest. Part of the reason I have to move out of the library in the wintertime is because of the fact that when we plug in, there's no heat in here. There is an AC unit that was added in, but anytime we plug in a space heater, we pop the breaker. So that's fun. But eventually my goal is to get an electrician out here and basically rewire the entire house. There used to be electricity out to the barn. There's no longer electricity out to the barn, which is fine because the barn needs a lot of work. The roof never actually got officially finished, and there's a lot of holes that need to be like redone, and at this point I think the whole roof just needs to be redone. I don't know. We've been out there a couple times, but we haven't been out there on top of the roof to check it. So it used to have electricity out to it. As far as I know, it's all still hooked up, but nothing's working. There's a lot of switches here that my aunt just put electrical duct tape over so that they wouldn't be used because they weren't working. So at this point, yeah, we just need a professional electrician to come out and take a look at the whole house. And I am pretty certain the whole house needs to be rewired before it'll be like up to standard. Because again, it's 30 plus years old, or almost 30 years old, and I guarantee it's not up to code anymore. I guarantee it, especially with the add-ons. Because there's the add-on on this side, and then there's the add-on on the other side, which is like a spare room and a mud room. So, yeah. Eventually, we'll get that taken care of. That's like far down the road kind of thing because... Hey, Jester. Because we just don't have the money for that right now. But, yeah. Eventually, I'll be moving out here to the library, and I will share, if I haven't shown them already in this vlog, I will share some clips of like a before. And maybe if I can get it finished before this vlog uploads, I will show you some afters. But right now, I've been watching some YouTube videos. And I don't remember if I've talked about it, but I signed up for an anthology. I know I've talked about it on some of my live streams, but I don't remember if I talked about it on this vlog. And I've got to start getting some work done on that. I need to get my due dates for various things written down in my planner so I stop forgetting them, because honestly I don't know when's what's due. I know the final story is due sometime in July, which means I gotta contact my editor, I gotta get the first draft written, I gotta self-edit it, I gotta get it to an editor. I have a lot of work to do and I don't have a lot of time to do it in, so I really need this library up and running. Because I need more space than what I can use in my room at my little temporary desk, which is just a little card table. And trying to fit both my computers on that sucks. It sucks a lot. So here we go. Let's go. I'm going to start getting some more work done in here and get this cleaned up. And then I will hopefully be in here by the end of tomorrow. Will not be before my live stream, probably. But hopefully in my next vlog I'll be in here fully. And maybe I'll even update my Kanban board with my current tasks. I did actually really good in Q1 with my tasks. Considering that I took everything digital, it actually worked really well for me for the Kanban board. But I do like the visual representation of seeing all my tasks as I move them up and down the Kanban board. So I am, even if I don't like use this officially, I don't know, I will figure it out. I feel like there was other things I wanted to talk about. Hi, Jester. But I don't remember what they were. Why do you feel like you got a burr? Because you do. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's just where we stand right now. Getting too big to be a lap puppy. Getting too big to be a lap puppy. Just saying. Your breath stinks. You've been eating mice again, haven't you? Haven't you? You've been eating mice again, haven't you? Mice, 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 mice. Okay, yeah, I guess I'll go for now, and if I can get this library finished up, I will show you what it looks like. And maybe I'll figure out the lighting in here in such a way that I can, you know, put my glasses back on, because I really don't like not being able to see very well. I technically only need them for reading. Or at least when I got them, I only needed them for reading. I think I need them a lot more for a lot more stuff now. I need to get my prescription updated. Anyways, alright, I'm gonna put you down. Okay, cool. And yeah. let's get some stuff done. Also, I want to point out 2 things. So when we first moved in, I kind of low-key loved this carpet floor. However, the moment we started vacuuming, it started coming up in various places. And this is what I'm talking about. I'm pretty certain that's not subflooring. I think that's the deck underneath. Which I was here. I was 7. I was here when they started building, well, not this one in particular, but the back one. I was here when they started building that. But yeah, it's coming up in several... Yes, the floor is gross. I'm sorry. It's coming up in several places. And it's just... I want to switch it out. For hardwood. Yes, you heard me right, hardwood. So yeah, this is the progress we've made so far. Since I started on it the other day when I first took some clips. And this is my Kanban board. This is what I was talking about. Like, this is all from Q4. And I haven't moved anything except for what I moved before I moved out of the library. So, like, I actually kind of want to move things down and see, like, how much of this I actually completed. So I think I'm going to do that real quick. And maybe I'll let you guys join me for that ride. So now you can see the chaos behind me. Just kidding. I can't move any of that because I forgot, that was all set before I switched my desk around into my room. But it was also like when I changed up all my goals and stuff, and I didn't get any of that other stuff done that was on there. Like, a lot of that was like deep cleaning the house, but because it was the wintertime and we had some issues with vehicles and the winter and getting vehicles up here to borrow and use and move stuff around, yeah, I didn't get any of that done because a lot of that was like deep cleaning stuff. And none of the deep cleaning stuff, as you can tell by the mess behind me, has been done yet. So it is still on my to-do list and forever will be until it all gets done. I did see something that I'm hoping will help us with deep cleaning, and that was like someone made a list of everything they wanted to do as far as cleaning goes. Now, they were just using it for like the daily tasks and stuff because they have ADHD, but I was like, oh, that looks like a lot of fun. That looks like something we can do. That looks like something I can handle mentally in my brain. And basically what they did is they made it our list, and they counted however many things that were on that list, put numbers beside them, and they used, in their case, they had 20 items, so they rolled a D20, and I was like, oh, I can make that work. So I have done that. I have made the list of everything we need to do as far as like decluttering the house and cleaning it out and getting my bookshelves filled with books instead of empty shelves and books stacked on top behind each other, because that irritates me so much. So like and plus all of that, those boxes, those bags and all that stuff, that's trash. Because in October, the transmission went out in the truck that we borrow to run water and run trash. And so we haven't run trash since October. Those are all the boxes, the bag trash. We've run a couple of things to like my work or his work here or there. Or like if we've had to clean out the car, we've stopped at like the gas stations and stuff to clean out the car. But my mudroom is full of trash, which will be going next week because the truck's finally out of the shop. But it's taken this long because we've been making payments on it, so that's fun. But as far as like cleaning goes, I still have a lot of cleaning to do. So again, I'm going to go ahead and turn this around. And I'm not doing behind me. I'm just doing my desk area because that's all I can mentally handle right now. Plus, I am getting ready to start dinner, so I've got to get that done. So eventually I'll get to the stuff behind me. A lot of what's on the couch, those boxes and stuff, is all like clothes that don't fit, stuff we just need to get rid of. And a lot of it's just boxed up and ready to go. It's just a matter of getting it out of here and to a place that accepts donations, because the place I thought accepted donations in town as far as like clothing and stuff goes doesn't. So that means going to Great Falls, and again, we haven't gone to Great Falls since October. So that's where I stand, and I've got a lot of stuff to do behind me, but I'm just going to focus on the stuff in front of me because that's all I can mentally handle right now. And so let's go. So this is everything I have to, mess with. I'm just going to kind of give you a quick, I'll probably clear off the sticky notes from that. And yes, because it's a fox, that'll probably stay up year round even though it's technically winterish. But that's the chair I was sitting in the other day to work on stuff. I can't get this to go any further down. Oh yes I can. Just kidding. So this is what's left after I started the other day. So I've still got a bunch of stuff to do, but like I'm halfway there I think. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. So we're just going to set up like this, and this is what we're going to try to clean up today. And I've got to find a new home for, that's a side table. Underneath that, the card, paperwork, stickers, and planner. So, and a letter opener. So we'll get that taken care of first. That's where we'll start. Okay, so desk is cleared off for now. The main part of the desk. I still have where the tripod is sitting to clean off, which is just like an extra part that I put on the back of the desk. Eventually this whole room will get reorganized as we finish our deep cleaning and stuff. So that's a thing that'll happen. I'm going to get rid of a bunch of stuff as far as like cleaning goes. Yeah. A lot of what I moved from this desk just went on the other side of the room so that I could start using this tomorrow, because the more I thought about it as I was clearing it off, I was like, you know what? I want to be able to use this desk for my live stream tomorrow because the lighting in here is pretty good, and the sun is now coming up at 6 o'clock in the morning, which is when I do my live streams on Sundays. So, cleared it off, moved everything around. Didn't really put a lot of way because, again, this whole thing needs to be reorganized and redone. And as you could see, you possibly saw, I was using baby wipes to wipe off the table just because there was so much hair on it. Because once I left the library, we didn't really come in here except to dump things. So it hasn't been cleaned since October. And I'm out of the Clorox wipes and stuff that I usually use to clean. So I have to get some more of those. And I've got water boiling for dishes now. So I'm going to be done for now. I'm going to get my computer set up in a little while. I'm going to go charge my phone while that's happening because it says it's low battery. And I may get this desk set up somewhat for a live stream tomorrow, but we'll see. I'm hoping, cross my fingers, that we'll be able to get that done. And yeah, we'll go from there. I do have 2 other setups for like vlogging and stuff, which I hope to get set up. However, I am missing the top tripod piece for this, and I actually hate this tripod piece because my phone comes right out of it because of the cover case that's on my phone. So I need to get some more like what I'm using on my tripod now so I can switch out this one and put one on this one, because I actually really enjoy using this one. And I had one for this one, but I think it broke. So maybe I'll come across it while cleaning. Maybe it didn't break and I just misplaced it. So that's a possibility, and we'll go from there. So yeah. Let me go wash some dishes so I can cook some dinner because I'm starving now. And I did not take down my Kanban board yet. I still have to do that. I'll probably do that when I'm setting all this up. Before I set this up, I might pull it down and do it on my desk. So watch out for that. Hello. As you can see, I have not done anything with the Kanban board. I do have my laptop out here. I still have to transfer my PC out here, and I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to set everything up. I thought I had pictures of this desk area after I set it up last time, because I had originally done it in a U shape with the white table and the L-shaped desk turned this way, so that this side was like the side and this part in front of me was against the wall. And apparently when I moved it to where it is now, I didn't take pictures of the setup, so I don't remember how I had it set up. So I'm going to be redoing all of that. So that's fun. I am currently editing this vlog that I am filming, and this will be the last clip, I think, of that. So I won't finish getting this completely set up on this vlog, but maybe by next vlog you'll be able to see everything. Today I had my live stream this morning because it is Sunday, and then I was very happy that I had this set up already for that. I've already made a mess of my desk because during that live stream I was outlining my anthology submission. I finally came up with an idea that I think will work for that. Since the theme is, I think the anthology itself is called Monstrous in Love, an anthology collection of monstrous love stories or something to that effect. I don't remember the exact title, but because that is the theme, I was thinking I really did want to write about monsters. Most people are writing about like vampires and werewolves and shifters and all that kind of stuff, which is what I normally write about. And I was like, oh, the theme is monsters. I want to write about a monster. So I got to thinking about it, and there's this Tumblr story that I really love, and it's from the monster's perspective. And basically what happens into it is this monster is like the manager of a whole bunch of other monsters, and all of the monsters keep coming back from this one child and like in tears, don't ever want to return. A lot of them don't even last a full night with this child. So there's no monsters left, and so they go and they're assigned to the child to be the monster on the bed. And it turns out the child is being abused by a family member, and the child comes under the bed with the monster. The monster reaches out when the family figure reaches under the bed to grab the child. The monster lets them grab them instead, and the monster threatens the family figure. It says, "You will not harm my child." And what brought this to mind is that someone recently took that Tumblr story and they turned it into a comic, and it's amazing, it's on point, it's beautiful, and I love it. And I was like, I want to turn that story into an adult, possibly spicy story. So that was the idea of my theme, and this morning during the live stream, I wrote the outline for said story. Now, it's me. I'm not a fan of the spicy scenes. I don't enjoy writing them. I don't really enjoy reading them. So what I fully expect, and the spice level for this anthology is anywhere from 0 to 100. So, like, they don't want porn, but the level of spice is easy. So, I don't think I'm going to have much spice. I was telling a friend of mine, I was like, I don't like writing spice. I don't really enjoy reading spice these days. So, my characters will curse like sailors, and I will write some pretty epically gory violence, but there'll be almost no sex. It's either fade to black or behind the curtain, closed doors, curtain kind of thing. And I think that's exactly what this is. In fact, actually, the last anthology piece I wrote, Presumed Dead, which appears in... So it appears in this anthology called Summer Solstice Seduction, which came out last year in June for the summer solstice. And Presumed Dead ends basically with the couple getting together. It's like a meet cute kind of thing. And I think that's exactly what I want to do for this story too, is more of a meet cute, where it will end with the couple kind of sort of not exactly getting together versus, you know, some spice. I mean, you can add a little spice if you want to, but I'm not really here for the spice, and I don't really enjoy writing the spice or reading the spice. So that's my idea. I have it outlined. I have transferred the outline from note cards because I write them on note cards first, or I've been writing them on note cards first so that I can take them and, like, you know, rearrange them if I need to. And once I have the arrangement down, in this case, I wrote the numbers on the back, and this is number 13 of 13. So I have transferred that already into my computer, so now I just need to start writing. And when I first started thinking about this, I did do like a bunch of brain dumping where I was just writing random scenes and stuff to see if it was something I would be interested in writing. And now that I know it is and I've got an outline for it, my max word count for that is 20,000. I think my word count for this was 12,000. I'll have to double check. And eventually, actually, I do want to write 1 to 2 more stories that kind of coincide with the one in this one, because the main character in this has sisters, and one of those sisters actually sees ghosts, because there is a comment made in here. She goes to her sister for help because her sister has always talked about seeing ghosts, and the main character of this one is seeing a ghost, and she's like, what do I do? She's asking the sister who normally sees ghosts, what do I do? And I definitely want to write that sister's story, and I'm thinking there's going to be a third sister as well, and I would like to write all 3 of their stories. Now that this one's no longer in print, I am allowed to, because it had a limited run. I think we were only running it for like 3 months. And now that that run is over, I'm allowed to publish this story anywhere I want to. So my idea is to write 1, 2, maybe a couple more stories revolving in the same world, maybe featuring different characters. Like, the next one I want to write is definitely the sister who's mentioned in here, and if there is a third sister, I'll write her story after that. That's what I'm thinking of doing, and I completely went away from the anthology idea, but yes, I actually enjoy writing anthology submissions, but they always make me want to write more, because, like, this one made me want to write the sister's story. I guarantee I'm going to meet a character in that one that I want to write about next. So, yeah, but this is where I'm going to leave you. I'm now really excited. I've actually been freaking out for the past couple weeks because I signed up for this anthology a couple weeks ago, and the moment I was like, yes, I want to join, and I learned I was on the team, I was like, fuck, because my mind went blank, and I had no story ideas. Like, I was coming across I even went to, like, prompt generators, and was, like, looking through them. I was like, none of these would work for this theme! And that's actually what led me, I read that comic again, that's what led me to, think about doing the monster under the bed story, and, like, doing an adult version. It's a slightly different thing. I'm just using that as inspiration. So, I'm really excited, and I can't wait to work on it. And, yeah, I'm gonna start working on it. I'm gonna start writing. And it's been a while, because I've been working on nothing but this client project. It's been a while since I've been really excited to work on my own stuff. But I'm really excited to work on my own stuff and do something other than editing, because I've been doing a fuck ton of that as far as my own stuff goes. So I'm really excited to be writing again. I really enjoy writing. I enjoy the process of writing over editing, which I guess is true for everyone. But, like, that's why I have so many stories to edit, is because I just write and write and write without editing anything. Whereas this one's going to be on such a tight deadline. The publication date is August 7th. This one's on such a tight deadline that I have no room to do that. So I'm going to be writing it, I'm going to be editing it, I'm going to be doing author swaps and doing critique swaps and all that fun jazz. And yeah, I'm just really excited. So I'm going to let you guys go for now. And I will eat my lava cake, and then I'm going to get to writing. And yeah, I'm really excited. Alright guys. See you in my next video.